gentlemen, welcome back to GameStar TV. It's the Injustice 2 circuit. We're coming to the business end of round 6 of the circuit. We're into the winners semi-final, back into the winners bracket to feature Jam Castiel, the current favorite, going up against Thotslayer. And this is not an elimination final, it's a winner's bracket, so one of these players is going to drop down into the loser's bracket where they'll have to play against DS Waz for a place in the grand final. So to take you through the match once again, we've got Enigma and Baxter. Take it away, Matt.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually winners finals, so we've only got 3 matches to go. Castiel versus Thotslayer, a matchup we've seen actually a surprising amount of time. So I'd be surprised if Thotslayer did decide to use Swamp Thing in this matchup. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Apparently,
yeah. I'm not too sure who he's going to play because previously when he's played Poison Ivy, we've seen Castiel pick down Deadshot, and it's pretty difficult for Poison Ivy in that matchup. But also, last time he was playing Flash, and actually 3-0'd Thotslayer, if I remember correctly, with his Flash. So it's going to be interesting to see who Thotslayer brings to the table for this one. Maybe he's made a few adjustments with Poison Ivy, or maybe he's going to pick Swamp Thing for a bit of a change of pace to surprise Castiel maybe in winners final set. So it'll be interesting to see who both players play. I'd like to see Castiel whip out his Flash again, because I know a lot of people do love watching Flash play. So it'll be interesting to see who both players go with.
yeah, I want to see. I have a feeling, right, and this could be totally wrong, but I reckon Thotslayer is working on something secret in the background. I feel like he's got a secret character for Castiel come OHN. That's the thing as well. A lot of these players, right, you have to consider that even though they want to win the Injustice thing to get points, OHN is very soon. So they might be not wanting to show everything that they have. Like maybe Baxter and I are going to rock up at OHN, sandbag, and then both pick Catwoman and beat everyone. Like, you don't know.
I actually think Thotslayer is going to whip out his Blue Beetle and end the losing streak.
I hope so.
He's going to whip it out. Even though it seems like Thotslayer only plays green characters because he plays Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing. So I don't know.
Maybe he's got a skin. Maybe he's got a green skin for Blue Beetle.
A green Beetle skin?
Maybe
he'll pick Green Lantern. We might be able to see that.
Can we discuss Green Lantern? Because I actually kind of want to play Green Lantern. I feel like he's a definition of a solid character.
Yeah, he's definitely solid, but he lost maybe like 2 key things in this game that he did have in Injustice 1 that really made him one of the strongest characters in that game. He lost his back 1-3, which is the launching version of his low string. That has a gap in it now, whereas previously it did not have a gap. So you can actually interrupt both versions of the back 1 string, back 1-2 being the low overhead and back 1-3 being the launching variation. And he also lost the chain gun. The chain gun being the main tool that he used to push players back out to mid-screen, so that he can, once again play his back 1 footsies game as well as lift for anti-airs. Also, the lift was nerfed quite heavily in this version as well. It's not as consistent as an anti-air whatsoever in this game, so you have to use down 2 a lot more. And his down 2 is actually pretty good, but it's not the best. And like, if you're versing a character like Batman, you're not gonna anti-air that man whatsoever. But hold on, we see Thotslayer. Oh, that's right, he does have a Harley Quinn actually.
He does. He has a very solid Harley Quinn.
Yeah, so not too surprising to see this matchup being Deadshot from Castiel and Thotslayer with Harley Quinn. So it'll be good to see this once again played out. We've seen this matchup before from these 2 players. So let's see how it goes with game 1.
Could someone please in the chat also tell us what CE stands for? Because Thotslayer is sponsored by CE apparently. But yeah, so I'm interested. But now you can see the Deadshot matchup versus Harley Quinn. I don't really play that much Catwoman anymore unless it's to Deadshot, because Catwoman just destroys Deadshot, even post-patch. But now you can see this is not where Harley Quinn wants to be. She has great zoning, but not Deadshot level great zoning. Deadshot zoning is just ridiculous.
Yeah, and Deadshot did actually receive a few nerfs. in the latest patch. You know, he did get the added frame to his back one, so his stagger back one, not as, you know, not as domineering as what it was previously, but it's still definitely a very good tool. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see how that affects the matchup, if at all. And Thotslayer, you know, with his Harley Quinn, maybe if he can take advantage of those 2 extra frames and actually interrupt those stages.
But you can see there, Thotslayer does have the awareness, did meter burn roll at the correct time after that gunshot, drops into the combo however, but manages to actually jump over the wake up from Castiel there. Now you can see just walking his way through. Back 1-2, once again in the corner now. Castiel a little bit too far away to get the full combo. Low gunshot. I like how he doesn't always meter burn. Just kind of make you guess the whole time and see conserves meter, but not that Deadshot needs to conserve meter. Now you can see Harley can try to make his way in. Good blocks once again, but doesn't actually press buttons fast enough, and that is going to be Thotslayer losing his first life bar. Fair life advantage for Castiel at this point. You can see now trying to double dash in, working his way through. I like this from Thotslayer, just trying to very slowly progress forward. Super bar is actually available for Thotslayer, or he is going to be able to get those meter burn rolls, but somehow just stand up a little bit into the wrist cannons once again. Goes for the overhead. I like that decision because he goes for staggers, keeps himself plus with it. Now does actually land a clean jump in, and this should be enough to take it. No, great air tech coming out from Castiel to get past that back throw. Tried to go for a cupcake. The problem is as well is that Harley Quinn, the reason why she's a lot stronger than game 1 is because of the trait change, but we haven't seen a trait come out from him once yet.
Yeah, he just doesn't have time. Like, Deadshot, whoa, that actually low profiled the rifle there. That was pretty cool. But yeah, she just doesn't have time to match up to use her trait because the backdoor one being so quick from Deadshot. She just doesn't have an opportunity to actually get the hyenas out on the field. But it'll be good to see if Thotslayer can make any round right now. No, and nice frame trap there with back 1-2 up 3 into the forward knee special move. Does frame trap you if you do try to press a button there or walk forward, what have you. But yeah, good, strong first match from Castiel. Managed to take that one out.
Very interesting though. I didn't know that the attention stands actually low profile the rifle, so that could be a really important thing. Maybe Thotslayer, if he goes back to Harley, needs to just kind of commit into that low. What?
Oh, I want to see it. I want to see it, Matt.
I want to see it too. But I feel like this is a horrible matchup.
Or maybe Poison Ivy. I'm okay with both of those picks.
I feel like it's very difficult. And I actually do like the decision to go back to Harley Quinn. I too would love to see those 2 characters that you said, the Swamp Thing and the Poison Ivy, but it's just, as you said, it's really challenging for both of them.
Yeah, it's really difficult to deal with Deadshot zoning. I think, like, coming from the Injustice League, I think definitely one of the things that Thotslayer needs to do is pick up a character that kind of counters Deadshot, because from the 3 characters that he plays with Harley, Swamp Thing, and Poison Ivy, they all have a pretty rough time versus Deadshot. So he really needs to maybe pick a different character, or learn a different character, or maybe just grind the matchup a little bit more. Maybe he can find a few things that maybe he's not doing currently in the matchup, but yeah, he's definitely making it hard for himself currently with his character choices in this matchup.
Yeah, but does get a clean jump in this time into the tantrum stance, but once again the air tech from Castiel. I love his decision to use the bar. That's one of the problems against Deadshot that you have, is that he's got so many options to actually, like, once you get in, he can push block you because he just does so much bar. But you can see Thotslayer, a much better game so far. Health about even. Does actually trying to interrupt. Went for that string. Good blocks on the overhead though. Manages to somehow go underneath, but Castiel managed to get a forward 3. Something you don't see a lot from Deadshots. The forward and back 3s just because he doesn't need them. But you can see.
Yeah, apart from like the gimmicky resets that he has in the corner with his back 3 crossing up sometimes, he really doesn't, you know, his forward 3 is really slow, doesn't have great range, and he doesn't really need it when he's just as back 1 constantly, like he was just doing there with his stagger strings and his zoning. So very rarely does he even get the opportunity to use his back or forward 3s, but you know, we saw one there and it actually managed to connect. So once again, really strong showing here from Castiel, but Thotslayer managed to get a hit now. Cupcake set up with the hyena, very, very plus, and that will take the first life bar from Castiel. Here we go, Thotslayer with the corner advantage.
Yeah, and you can see now good meter burn roll coming out from Castiel there. No punish coming out from Thotslayer. And now you can see walking his way forward. Tried to go for the interact, but way too far away. Probably was a little bit of an input error. But now you can see, I like how Thotslayer, like as I said, I actually feel like Harley does okay against Deadshot. Just because, you know, she can stay in the air like that. So I like the adjustment Thotslayer's making so far. But guesses wrong and actually gets low profiled, and as a result, Castiel is able to get that low rifle once again. Put a meter burn forward roll there, and you can see the wrist cannon comes out, but you can see it's rolling into that. You can't actually roll unless he does that or the trick shot. Now you can see, as I said, I like that from Castiel. He actually baits you into it a little bit, doesn't always spend the bar, and you can see he already built a bar back already. Thotslayer just slowly trying to work his way in. Meter burn roll that time, able to tag him this time into the corner, and good clash from Castiel.
Yeah, but he does have the meter advantage, so he will be able to deal a little bit more damage to Castiel here if he decides to do so. He does. I like that decision, but he's going to have to get back in now. Back forward want to wake up, of course. Why not? You're at full screen, you're Deadshot, you can wake up. Back forward one, and strong game 2 there from Castiel. But I like the Thotslayer's little bit of adaptations there, using a bit more of the air gunshots, getting over those back forward ones and punishing Castiel for his efforts. Maybe he just has to make a bit more of a better read on the rifles when he's going to meter burn and when he's going to meter burn, and using, you know, the jump gunshots rather to punish Castiel once again for using that rifle on meter burn.
Yeah, it is a hard read that you have to make, but against Deadshot, you really have to make sure that you're committing to your reads.
Harley, Quinn.
Because, you know, those staggers... What is back on block now? Is it negative 13 on block?
I think neg 11?
Oh, neg 11. Sorry, back 1-2 is neg 13 now.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, it's like they added a couple more frames to the block advantage as well as the recovery and like as a whole. So it as a whole, the move got nerfed pretty severely because even on whiff, it's more punishable. Like it has a few more frames of recovery, but you know, still it's very good normal. It reaches really far, and it's one of those like when you complete the string with up 3, you reel back. So definitely one of those normals that you're still gonna see a lot from Deadshot.
Look at that setup from Harley. That looked really switched for Nate because he guesses wrong. Castiel can't actually get the full combo this time, but Nate, as he uses the interactable, jumps in, tried to bait a button from Castiel. Just that instant air shot as well. Good stuff from him, but once again guesses wrong. And Castiel now opting to go for that overhead a lot more. Probably believes he's conditioned Thotslayer enough now to be guessing low first, and now just goes to the overhead as well. Deadshot gets a lot of damage for a bar off overhead. I mean, it's not a lot for, you know, Catwoman, but for a character that's dedicated to zoning, I feel like I should pick this character up.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the, like, you know, like versus Deadshot, you need a character that can kind of contest Deadshot from the air, because Deadshot's anti-air is not the strongest in the game, but also, you know, a lot of the time he's going to be using those rifles and use the backboard ones, and just like, as you saw there, if you can approach from the air, you can jump over those rifles and the gunshots with the backboard one and punish Deadshot players. But nice meter burn roll there from Castiel, getting away from the corner, and Thotslayer getting hit by the backboard one. So now he has all this real estate and screen to work with. Castiel and Thotslayer needs to get back in, and once again putting on that shock trait for the shock bullets and just pushes him full screen down each one.
Yeah, Deadshot's such a solid character. Not as broken as a lot of players initially thought when the game dropped, but still super good. And now you can see the Thotslayer. Good awareness from him though, knows he couldn't get the tantrum stance from that range, so tried to go for a plus 1 block setup instead. Trying to actually trade with those fireballs. I don't know if that's the kind of thing you want to be doing against Deadshot. Activates the blue, and you can see the Thotslayer needs to make some more aggressive reads, particularly on these staggers from there. What was that from Castiel? Decided to go for the low gunshot. Good whiff punish. Good duck coming out from Thotslayer, however, and gets the tantrum stance this time. And I like how he jumped forward instead because he thought Castiel was going to air tech. That was a really good decision and forces the clash out of Castiel. Interesting enough about that clash as well is though it was actually decent screen positioning, and that's the thing as well. If you can try and get a clash against Deadshot, you don't want to have him clash when you're cornered, because it gives you just so much space. And at mid-screen, you know, Deadshot, he's now walking his way backwards. You can see good stuff from Thotslayer, making some more aggressive reads, trying to walk his way forward. And now if he gets one hit, this could be a very difficult situation, but just the meter burn forward roll from Castiel and good clash. But I don't know how much health he has. No, he doesn't have any bar, so Castiel is going to spend the 1 bar. This is pretty much guaranteed death. Unless he can do some incredible comeback right now, just tries to dash into a back forward one. So is that 3-0?
That is 3-0. That is a quick 3-0 by the by the champion, by the returning champion, Castiel. At the moment, he advances on into grand finals, and we will see now Thotslayer versus off against ViewSonic Darkside Wasminator in the losers finals, in hopes for them to verse Castiel in the grand finals. So well done to Castiel. And Matt, I think we're going to a short break again.
Yes, we are. We'll be back in 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere.